Angry Bears Fan Podcast, episode 160. Like, follow, subscribe. Like we said last week, we're at 25K subs, quarter of a way to our YouTube plaque. Um, but to business. First Bears game of the year, Bears Browns preseason. Tom was in attendance. Bears win 34-10. A lot of people didn't play. Usually is the case for first preseason game. Caleb, Rome, Burden obviously is hurt. A ton of people sat out. But what do you think about the game?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't play, both on offense and defense. I'll tell you what, for I know it's the only preseason home game this year, but there was a lot of people, so that was a really good turnout for a Bears preseason game. I was really happy to see that. Um, I was impressed with the run defense. As for the rest of the defense, I mean, sure they got some work to do. Dylan Teneman looked okay. You know what I'm saying? He's a rookie. He's got a lot of learning to do. Ruben Hippolyte looked good. Jack Sanborn, of course. We already knew Jack Sanborn's just a
Fan
fucking
favorite.
stud.
Yeah.
But Jack Sanborn looked good. Neville Gilmore actually has a pretty, quick first step off the line. I kind of noticed that a little bit. Jordan Vandenberg, yeah, he was seventh round rookie or whatever, but he, man, if he can put it all together, he's gonna be dangerous. He is quick.
Yeah.
He did get overpowered quite a lot, but what if he can get it all together, I think he'll be a pretty good piece. I know he was practicing with the ones and stuff like that in training camp leading up to preseason week one. There was also a couple things I didn't like. The edge rushers didn't seem like they were getting any kind of penetration whatsoever. Getting pushed around again. I know they signed Marcus Davenport today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think that was the rumor, or that was the report is that they signed Marcus Davenport. He's got a DA rapport. It's not so much. It's not a question if he can be a contributor. It's more can he stay healthy, and that's been his biggest thing lately. The last few years is that he just can't stay on the field. So all in all, wasn't too bad. I did like the run game, of course. We outrushed the Browns by a pretty good margin. There was some nice offensive plays going on. Case Keenum was just fucking throwing dimes all over the goddamn field on Saturday. It was impressive. I know it was against the Browns thirds, but still seeing the wide receivers and the running backs get some work. That rookie Ahmed. He's not even a rookie. He's like a fourth year player or whatever, but he just never was able to catch on a squad. He's really making a name for himself in training camp, and that 59-yard screen pass touchdown certainly didn't hurt his case. But all in all, it was a fun game, fun experience. Wife and son had a great time going to their first game. Bears win, so that was good. But all in all, it was great, man. I can't really complain. The offense, like I said, the offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. I have no worries about the offense. For me, it's going to be all defense. What did you take away from that game?
A lot of things you said. I was locked in on Vandenberg. Logan Jones played a lot. That being said, you know what I mean, plug for the channel, but look through the shorts. I did a bunch of different shorts. I clipped up like all of Vandenberg's plays, almost every single one of his plays, highlighted him, Logan Jones as well, Dylan Thunderman, basically all the rookies who played serious minutes. But the run game was great. You see that it's a scheme thing, something that I've always complained about with the Bears, that no matter who we had, who we drafted, our O-line never could block. And now it seems we kind of flipped that on its head, and it's whatever group we put out there, they're blocking their asses off. Running backs are running good, and that's a coaching and scheme thing. That's good to see. You spoke on Marcus Davenport staying healthy. Um, well, I don't know if here was Chicago's the best place to come. Seems like everybody's a little bit banged up. Xavier Woods is hurt. Tyson Bagent's got a hamstring. He probably won't play. A young guy got taken down, hyperextended his knee in practice. They said Grady Jarrett cowboy collared him or something of that nature. Um, or horse collared, I'm sorry, not cowboy collar. Horse collar tackled him and he hyperextended his knee. He's going to miss a couple weeks. We pray he's back for week one, but it doesn't seem like it. Luther Burden banged up with the groin still. So just injury bug has bit us hard. We overcame a lot of the injuries last year. Hopefully this year will be the same. But I liked a lot what I saw of the defense. That everybody was flying around the ball. We still, like you pointed out, have a pass rushing issue, even though we had a couple guys that are I can't pronounce his name, or Cora or something, some guy who's not going to make the team more than likely had 2 sacks, but the penetration just isn't there. Um,
Those were mostly covered sacks anyway.
yeah, Vandenberg, I was locked in on him, really up and down, but he's a rookie, an older rookie, but a rookie nonetheless. Going to the NFL, those are grown men out there, especially that I imagine D line. There's some positions, wide receiver, running back, even corner sometimes that you can kind of step in, linebacker, and just be instinctual and play when you're a rookie. But D line out there against those veterans, I imagine that's a tough task. And even the backup guys are vets. The guys battling for spots, they're real. Those guys are beasts. So it was good to see him out there. He did get overwhelmed a lot. He was having a lot of trouble with double teams. He wasn't fighting through them very well. That I didn't like because if you're going to be a beast, they're going to double team you. So you gotta at least be able to stalemate them. Well, I understand that. Like I was just giving like the offensive lineman their credit. You're not just gonna blow past 2 guys in the NFL on a regular basis, but he was just getting blown off the ball. A lot of those double teams are just really giving it up, and that's something he's definitely got to work on because, like you pointed out, he's very explosive. And once you start doing things like that, they're gonna put a second guy on you. And if they see that that'll completely neutralizing you, then they're just gonna keep doing it. Uh,
Yeah, I saw a couple things from Malik Muhammad as well. You know, a motivated Dio Dingbo, which he really didn't do much, but you know, Sam Roush looked good blocking. He had a couple of good catches. Um, Maurice Alexander, you know, returning kicks and punts and stuff like that. He had that touchdown catch. He had like 80 yards receiving. The rookies definitely you're going to see a lot of the rookies this preseason, especially these next 2 weeks. But it's just we take a look at this draft class, Sean. And we see you know some things from training camp. We see a little bit of it on the field during preseason. For you going forward, at least you know these next 2 weeks, these next two preseason weeks before we head into the bye, before week one, what are you looking for from these rookies?
I want to see Xavier Thomas. He didn't play at all this week, which sucked, but especially with all the wide receivers being banged up and it being the first preseason game, he would have, in theory, got a lot of looks. But I want to see him because he's explosive. He was somebody that everybody said we reached on. We all want to trust Ben Johnson. We kind of felt that way about Luther Burden, and we saw how that turned out. But I want to see some Xavier Thomas. I want to see him running around out there. Ben Johnson doesn't have to show us all the bag of tricks I know he's got drawn up for him. But I want to see him out there running routes and see what he looks like, what that speed looks like on the field in the NFL. Um, Logan Jones again. He got a lot of time in this game, and he looked pretty good. I want to keep seeing him because he's the future at center, and then more from Vandenberg. I'm really locked in on those guys. Thieneman, I think he's a guy. He got picked in the first round of the draft pick. I think he's going to be just fine. He's very instinctual in the run. Like I don't think he's going to be a bust. I don't think there's anything to worry about, but I think there's a lot of boomer busts with Vandenberg, and I want to see him grow. And I hope he was watching the tape and saw what he did bad. And I'm assuming he's going to be getting a lot of snaps, and I want to see it. He looks hungry. Another person I didn't point out who played pretty good as well, Vanilla Gorilla. He had himself a pretty decent game as well. He had a lot of snaps and he looked pretty good. He didn't look very overwhelmed. He was getting bullied a little bit and every now and again, but that's to be expected from a rookie. But he also had a very good game. I'd be shocked if he doesn't make the team.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of the offensive line, I mean, we did get some news about some reinforcements coming in. They activated, pardon me, they activated a boy coming off the patellar tendon tear, 7 months after the patellar tendon tear, which is just that's not human, that's not normal, especially for a man of his
Do
size.
you think?
Essentially,
I hate to interrupt you. You think in my head? I'm thinking it's got to be a misdiagnosis.
it's not a misdiagnosis. It's just he is one tough son of a bitch. To be able to go through the rehab the way that he's been going through and to pretty much just be where he's at right now in particular, like granted, he's probably gonna miss like, you know, the first few weeks of the season, but
Yeah,
just
they
to
said he
be,
could play. They said that he's all basically cleared to play. They're not going to out of caution, but he's all cleared for everything.
which is nuts. It's
Yes.
absolutely
Yeah,
nuts.
Ben Johnson
That
said that
man.
he could play like this week if They needed him.
He's a fucking animal.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, he looks good
disgusting.
running around out there, and I we talked about it briefly last week. They know what they're doing. So, and we're not desperate to have him back. Obviously, I believe he's better than the other two options, but not so much in the sense that he would risk his future. And I don't think the Bears would risk his future based on what we've already got. Like, it's not a huge. He's not a huge upgrade, and I'm not trying to downplay him, but. I like it's got to be superhuman, like you said. He's got to be healthy because there's no reason to rush him back. Braxton Jones and uh, Jedrick Willis Jr., although aren't premier left tackles, are pro NFL left tackles who with a lot of snaps under their belt who would be just fine. And probably neither would be the reason our season was bad. Like we probably wouldn't be able to blame our entire season on either one of them, even if they, so um just superhuman. Yeah, him coming back. And yeah, I've seen him out there running around. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but he looks good for somebody we thought wasn't going to play at all this year.
I want to stick to football a little bit here. It's not exactly Bears related, but it is somewhat related to the Chicago Bears, since they were drafted in the same draft class. Now, Sean, let me ask you this. Everybody coming out, with Caleb Williams and everything else like that, they were saying he's gonna be the diva of the draft. He's a diva, he's a diva, he's a diva. He paints his nails, he's such a bitch, blah 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 blah. Have you seen what's going on with the whole Jaden Daniels thing and all the memes that are going on and stuff like that? I
Yeah,
find this absolutely hilarious. What do you think?
I agree. I don't understand it. Although yes, you won a Heisman, but there are so many college football players who have done so much more for their universities or so like he was a transfer kid who played there 2 years or year and a half or something. It's like, yeah, he was amazing. But to think that like your number just because you won the Heisman, but you won like 7 games, they didn't even go to the playoffs. It's like
Well, a lot of that has to do with Brian Kelly because Brian Kelly is the one that promised him the number. And, Brian Kelly just ruins a whole lot of things for LSU. But, you have memes going on right now where, with the 2-run home run when it was 4-1, and it's like, oh, well, we went from four to skips out of respect for Jaden Daniels. And, just like doing all this. Dude, I saw some of this stuff and I was just like, you have to be kidding me. I don't know if it's his mom. I don't know if it's his team. I don't know who it is, but he's
I
getting a
think it was a
lot
bad
of
PR
really
move
bad press right now.
because
And
I can
he
kind of see his
seems the
point.
type that like needs to be liked by everybody. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I don't know why behind closed doors he wouldn't just say, "Hey, if you give somebody my number, I'm not fucking with you guys anymore. I'm not coming back for no games. Don't call me to make any appearances, come sign any autographs. I'm through with you guys because you told me that nobody's gonna wear my number." Even though I think it's silly, Tim Tebow doesn't have his fucking number retired. So,
Yeah,
like
you don't see a lot of
Joe
jersey
Burrow,
retirements in
Joe
college
Burrow
football,
doesn't have his
regardless.
number retired. He's a Heisman winner, arguably had the best college football season ever, and
Yeah.
his number's not retired. And he's similar to you. Didn't get recruited by them, showed up your junior year, played 2 seasons, and won the Heisman in your last one, and got drafted really good. Like,
And Joe Burrow won a national title.
yeah, and Jaden Daniels didn't even make the playoffs. So, like, they didn't do it. Like, he just won the Heisman, and he had a good year. I don't. I just think it's silly, and it plays credence to like everyone was saying Caleb was the diva, and Caleb honestly has been anything such. And I can even admit that I was one of those guys afraid that he was going to be the case. And if you know what I mean, we pray one day Caleb will be talking to us, and I'll apologize then. But yes, I thought it was silly, terrible PR move. I don't know if it was mom, it was him. It had to have been him because, or his parent, mom, because no PR team would be silly enough to let him do this. Because I do think he has a point. Like you said, I think Brian Kelly should not have promised a freshman the number of a guy who won the Heisman 2 years ago. Like that just seems silly. Like I'm not saying you have to retire forever, but can we let it cool at least 5 years? Let's wait for Jaden Daniels. If he's good in the NFL, you'll know won't let anybody wear it. If he sucks, then who cares? Like, can we at least do that? So I thought that part was silly on LSU's behalf, but um well, I guess we'll see how good that kid is too. Lane Kiffin seems to think. I know he was like the number two cornerback recruit. He's like 6'3" and runs a 4.4, so that's pretty impressive for a corner. So maybe they really think he's the next guy. I don't know, but terrible PR move, and I agree with you. Like I don't know what they were thinking.
Shifting over to baseball a little bit, we had the Crosstown Classic. Pete Crow Armstrong last night, two home runs, including one off the first pitch of the ball game, and then walked it off in the bottom of the 10th inning with a two-run bomb
He led off
to
tonight with
right
the
field.
he led off tonight with a home run
He led
too.
off tonight with a home run. As of right now, bottom of the sixth inning, White Sox are up 3-2.
Yeah, Murakami hit a home
But
run. I was watching before we got to
the crosstown rivalry is alive and real. There was a huge brawl in the left field bleachers last night. I love to see it. I love it. I
you know
fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
look. If there's kids around and stuff like that, and you're an adult, like let's be mindful. You know what I'm saying? But fact of the matter is that I love this kind of shit because this is exactly the kind of heat and rivalry that this city needed, especially with each other. You got two good baseball teams. They're both in the playoff hunt. They're both in the division hunt. The White Sox are leading the division. The Cubs are playing catch up to the Brewers. And there's a lot of shit talking going on back and forth. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong's having a MVP caliber season. You got Miguel Vargas and Murakami on the south side just fucking destroying the leather off of baseballs.
He hit a freaking
Does it feel to
bomb.
you? Does it feel to you, Sean, like the rivalry is back, even though the White Sox aren't on the same level as the Cubs? What do you think?
I I don't know if the rivalry per se is back, but I just think the energy in baseball in general, Chicago is just through the roof. Two good young teams. I honestly think more time than any in our lifetime, both people like both fan bases are happy for the other one or cheering for the other one when they're not paying each other. I don't know how that shifted in Chicago, but I do think the love for baseball has been injected back in the city with both teams just being so good, with young teams being fun to watch too. Their guys are, you never know when they're going to come back. You never know when they're going to go on a 10-game win streak. And you never know who's going to be the guy. And then you got Pete Crow Armstrong, who's just playing like a god right now. And if Shohei wasn't also a pitcher, it wouldn't even be a question on who the MVP was this year. Um, I think it would be criminal at this point, unless for whatever reason he completely falls off, not to give it to PCA. I think they should take a page out of the NBA's book and be like, all right, you've won it a couple times already. You got to do some astronomical shit to win it again. Or it's just got to be a down year because I think PCA has earned it, and to not give it to him because Shohei pitches when you kind of disconnected pitching from the MVP thing anyway. Like, can you win MVP as a pitcher? Has anybody done like?
I mean, you can. It just hasn't happened in a
Yeah,
long
so
time.
I mean, and I understand the logic. Shohei is the best player in baseball. He is the MVP, but at some point, I think kind of you win so many, you're like, all right, the
Well,
standard's a little bit higher for you.
my whole thing is if we're actually talking like MVP, right? You take Shohei off the Dodgers, they're still the Dodgers. They still got
That's
the
true.
highest payroll
Yeah.
in baseball. You take PCA off the Cubs, who are they?
No, they're not
He's
making the
came in at a
playoffs.
lot of clutch moments. You know, he's responsible for a lot of wins, both offensively and defensively. So if you're talking about like who's more valuable to their team this season, I'm in agreement with you, even though I said, before that Shohei Ohtani should be the MVP every year just because of what he does. The fact of the matter is that PCA is just more valuable to his team than Shohei Ohtani is to the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani missed, some time earlier this season. He missed some time last year, and the Dodgers were still World Series champs. So, regardless, it's one of those things where PCA is really putting it on paper and he's showing it out there on tape too. He passes the eye test with flying colors.
Well, yeah, so many clutches, like you
Yeah,
said, so many clutch.
fans
Yeah,
of every team fucking can't stand him because of how good he is. And that's exactly the type of mentality and the kind of hate nationwide that you have in an MVP is that he's universally hated, but any keen baseball eye is like, man, this guy's a good fucking baseball player. Like people want
that's
to go see him.
basically. I know you didn't see it because you don't have marquee, but that's what Ozzy said. He's like, Ozzy even said he said it to PCA. He said, I hate you so much, I want to come watch you. Like, and that's like the epitome of what PCA is. Just fun to watch, talks shit, backs it up, and that's what we want to see. And he just plays with a ton of energy, and nobody can argue anybody this year is more valuable to this team than PCA.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything you just said. It's amazing. I'm loving it. It's still 3-2 White Sox in the bottom of the sixth inning, man on first. Eric Fetty's pitching. He's doing a pretty good job right now. I think Nico Horner's at the plate, so All in all, it's a good week to be a Chicago sports fan right now. Bears preseason football is back. We got a couple more weeks before the regular season. There's 3 weeks left
You
until
got
the
some
regular
joint
season.
practices coming up, right? And then the
Yeah,
preseason game.
yep, absolutely. Sox and Cubs both playing very well. The Sox just came off the sweep of the second place Detroit Tigers, taking on the first place Cubs, or not even the first place Cubs, but the
Feels
Cubs who
like
have
that.
one of the best records in baseball, holding their own. They lost in the bottom of the 10th inning. They're holding the lead right now, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I can't fuck away for the season to start, man. I'm
Yeah, so
fucking
yeah,
hyped.
yeah. It's gonna be the NFL, the wild card play. I mean, the playoffs, the wild card for baseball. It's gonna be an interesting fall. But yeah, that's really all I got. It was a lackluster preseason game, even though a big win for us. Just not a lot of the guys we kind of want to talk about played this week. Hoping to change that. But again, like we said at the beginning, like, follow, subscribe, help us grow. We really pushed past a lot of plateaus. We're expecting big things. We're gonna do a lot of stuff this year. Um, and yeah, we will see you guys next week.
We'll see you next week.
Adios.
Adios.